'cause I know that you love me. Your love never fails.
The wind is strong and the water's deep. I'm not alone here in these open seas. Your love never fails.
The chasm is far too wide. I never thought I'd reach the other side. Your love never fails.
You stay the same through the ages. Your love never changes. There may be pain in the night, but joy comes in the morning. And when the oceans rage, I don't have to be afraid, because I know that you love me. Your love never fails. Your love never fails. You make all things work together for my good.
You make all things work together for my good.
You make all things work together for my good. You make all things work together for my good. Thank you, Lord.
Thank you, Lord.
Your love will never fail. You're faithful to complete in me. You stay the same through the ages. Your love never changes. There may be pain in the night, but joy comes in the morning. And when the oceans rage, I don't have to be afraid, because I know that you love me. Your love never fails. Your love never fails.
What am I looking forward this Christmas?
Receiving presents. A remote control car, because well, all of my remote control cars are spoiled.
To take a leave, to have a rest.
This Christmas, I look forward to eating foie gras.
Wow, you eat foie gras for Christmas one ah? Can I go to your house?
No.
Usually I cook my curry devil, fang, the usual, yeah, and shepherd's pie.
Is it your Nashrul?
I hope so.
My big whole family coming back together as to have a meal.
Spending more time with my family, my parents and my brother. I don't really get to see them because they're having meetings like most of the time.
Having to do recreational activities like watching a movie together, or even, just playing mahjong or cards at home.
Yeah, my parents will come back in Singapore this December, so it will be a nice reunion in a way.
The thing I'm looking forward most this Christmas is having my first Christmas with our baby boy. Yeah.
I think I'm not really looking forward to anything this Christmas because my mom passed away last year.
I guess the most difficult thing I had to overcome this year was going through my pregnancy, because it was a high-risk pregnancy due to my medical condition. A scan can just change everything.
Coping with my kids while I'm working because they are very noisy during work.
We usually have to split up when we go to restaurants to eat. Sometimes we just sit very far apart, so we can't really communicate.
I think I switched to home-based learning really affected my grades because I couldn't really concentrate well in class.
Right now I'm interning, and I think for me, fears and uncertainties will really just be having to find a job. You know, you just don't know who's going to hire you, who's not going to hire you.
A lot of things are being stifled, you know. You can't do this, you can't do that, and especially I'm not vaccinated. So there's a restriction, very strict restrictions for non-vaccinated.
Why you don't get vaccinated?
Medical reason, because I ever had heart attack, so I don't want to trigger the thing, you know.
I think that Christmas celebrations will change a lot without her presence, and it is difficult to imagine a happy celebration without her around. I mean, yeah.
My second son is away. He's actually with Universal Studio in Beijing. We do have our video call at least once a month, and I do enjoy hearing his voice and seeing him.
My son and me, we have been doing overseas sales. You know, we have been relocating in overseas for many years here and there. And when we see each other, as and when we have opportunity, we have coffee together, you know, we are like friends. It's very casual. It's not something whereby we sit down, have a very meaningful Christmas dinner to celebrate Christ's arrival. You know, things like that. We don't have this.
For my parents, we used to be able to meet up as and when I feel like dropping by their place. But because of COVID, I try to protect them. So visiting them will put them at risk. So I cut back actually on my visit to them at their place.
I found that I should have make use, you know, of my time to do something more meaningful, to work out with my family, my son and the grandchildren, to have some activities, family bond activities, to show that the love is maybe hidden, but I like to express to them this time.
I've learned that this year, well, we should be more careful because of COVID, but also should be more grateful because we can stay at home and spend time with our family.
I always wanted to have time with the family, but because I work long hours, so I felt that God was doing a reverse for me, answering my prayers, because now I get to spend more time with them because they work at home. And therefore, there's now a lot of bonding with my children during meal times.
Actually, in fact, I wanted to tell him one very important thing is do stay together on Christmas. Do celebrate Christmas together again, because we celebrate Christmas that was many, many years ago, and we really miss it. It's important that we start again to have this family bonding Christmas dinner together.
Bringing a new life into this world, it's harder than I thought, but I have to say it's worth it. It's well worth it.
COVID make us, even though we're distance apart, it makes us closer even to those our loved ones who are not near us.
By encountering death in the family, I feel like that meaning of Christmas becomes more important, because I realize what Jesus did for us, and that eventually one day I will see my mom again.
During this period, I know that I have to build the relationship all over again, be it my own family, with my friends, be it church, be it with God. Most important, able to sing, because I love to sing.
Heaven and nature sing, and
I got married when I was 27 in year 2000s, and now we have been married for 21 years. And then after the 15 years, we do not have our children of our own. We have tried many ways. We have tried acupuncture, Chinese medications, from different hospitals. You have to go through a lot of process as a friend's advice from this and that Chinese, this doctor and that doctors. We just wait for God's call. Yeah, I always pray to God, say that when we are ready, you send us a child. My husband was a volunteer doing this volunteer work at this Canossaville Children's Home. When he was doing the volunteer work there, Sister Marilyn approached him and actually introduced him to this fostering scheme, and then invited us for a talk for the fostering. So I was like, wow, very happy that he actually brought out this fostering. So we went and then put in our applications. They called us to say that there's this boy who needs a home. I said, okay. He said, it's a baby. I said, okay. And it was so amazing that I did not expect that we will take care of a baby, because we do not have a child of our own and we do not have experience of a baby. But, well, it was God's call and it was a gift to us. I'm very happy to have a baby because I would love to have the experience of motherhood from a baby. Because I do not have experience, so I have to go to the hospital to meet the baby. It's so amazing that it's like I have go through the process of going to the hospital and pick up a baby. You know, imagine it's like receiving a call. It's like receiving a call from God, say that, hey, you're pregnant, but I'm not, but I have a child. And when I first carry him in my arm, I know this child is for us. At the age of 44 and 45, we have our babies. You couldn't believe it. My mom came to me because my mom is a babysitter, and she was so bored. She was hoping to babysit for another child. I said, really? You want to babysit? I said, sure. I said, I'm going to have a baby. You want to take care for me? And then, yeah, she said, of course. So, yeah, so it's like, oh, I remember thanking God that night that He had actually sent us a boy and allowing me to experience to be a mother. This boy is a very super duper good baby. I have no problem taking care of him. Everybody says that I'm so lucky. But in my heart, I know that something is different for him. His behavior is very different from a normal child, and I actually reads up. We went for hospital check, and then each time he do the test, when the doctor do some milestone check on him, we realize that he's not meeting his milestones. So he's not meeting his milestones. It's like a child, he's able to articulate 2 words at certain age, or he's able to grip a ball, or to play with certain toys. But he's not able to do it at his age. Doctor sent him for further check, and later on he was diagnosed with GDD, Global Development Delay. In 2019, he was later diagnosed with ASD, autism. When we know that he has a child with autism, we know that our path is different for this child. We have to give him even more love and more time and more caring for him. We have become more patient. Anything that you say 2 times or 3 times to a normal child, I have to say 10 times to him. Yeah, the journey was, yes, sounds not easy, but it's actually enjoyable because we learn from him. At the same year when he was diagnosed, my mom also was diagnosed with cancer. So, which means that nobody able to care for him. He was also, I need to change his childcare because they are not able to cope with his behavior. Though the journey is difficult, but I'm really glad that he came to our life. He's part of our family. Because of him, my mom is so motivated to get herself recovered. She had a major operations and her chemo. So my mom told me her job is not done. She will do it whatever she can and she needs to get herself well. and hoping that she can help us to take care of our boy again. Sending this child to us, it actually gave us a lot of wisdom and patience. And this child helped us to bond a lot with our families. And we spent a lot more family time together since we have this boy. It is like a center of our life now, whereby he connects everybody in the family. We won't know when this child is going back, so I won't know whether this Christmas is going to be our last Christmas with him. But we will treasure every moment and every day that we can spend with him, and what we can give him, or what we can learn from him. I'm looking forward that we can have another family gathering, to celebrate every joy, love of Christmas with him. Starting the fostering journey, I thought that I'm doing God's work to open my house to children who in need of a shelter and love and care. But instead, I felt I'm more blessed and loved to have this child into our life.
A son shall be given, a virgin will conceive, a human baby bearing undiminished deity. The glory of the nations, a light for to see, and hope for all who will embrace His warm reality. Immanuel, our God is with us, and if God is with us, who could stand against us? Our God is with us, Immanuel. For all those who live in the shadow of death, a glorious light has come.
For all those who stumble in the darkness, behold, your light has come. Immanuel, our God is with us, and if God is with us, who could stand against us? Our God is with us, Immanuel. So what shall be your answer? Or will you hear the call of Him who did not spare His Son, but gave Him for us all? On earth there is no power, there is no death or hurt could ever separate us from the love of God in Christ. Immanuel,
Hi, my name is Denise and I'm a parishioner of COTT. I serve in COTT as a community minister in the RCIA as well as in the charismatic prayer group. When I grew up, I didn't really get involved in my faith search. It's only when my father passed away and in his wake, it was so peaceful. I can feel the tranquility, the peace, and I know my father is in the presence of God. So I told my elder sister, who is a Catholic, I'd like to join the RCIA because I've experienced a peace. It's a kind of an inner peace, you know. Yeah, so I was having this inner peace in me. I'm very grateful for my elder sister for joining with me and helping me to know the faith. Early February this year, I was diagnosed with a stage 4 prostate cancer. Unfortunately, this cancer has spread to my bone and lymph nodes, and urologist then has given me only 1 year to live. I was having pain in my bone, having blood in my urine, and I was admitted only when I had a fever. So when I was admitted, they took all the blood tests, and later they found that I have this prostate cancer. I was asked to go for a chemotherapy treatment, and every 3 weeks I have to go for this chemotherapy intravenous treatment, which lasts for about 4 to 5 hours. The first time was quite a bad experience because I'm allergic to the drug. I couldn't breathe at all, and they quickly stopped the treatment and postponed the treatment the next day. Though I was saddened by the news, I was not devastated. Neither was I broken, for I knew God is with me, and He's going to help me through this health crisis of mine. He's going to be there to strengthen me, to heal me, and to even increase my faith. So when I shared this news with my family members, they were taken back. They were shocked by the news as well, but they were all right in the sense that they were not broken down. They still had a peace in their heart, and they have every confidence that I will ride through this with the help of our God to see me through all this. I'm drawn closer to God. I've become more prayerful. I say my prayer every morning. I do the Catholic morning prayer. I'm prayerful, but this time around, it intensified. It got me to be more aware of the sins that surround us, and also to look at the blessing of God, in every day of our life, the gift of life. All my family get to pray together more often. We spend more time in prayer than ever before. Family is a treasure to me. I love them all. When I heard my daughter-in-law is expecting, I was very excited. Yes, because that's be my first grandchild. And I have 2 sons and then a daughter. Though I long to have daughters, since I do not have one, and knowing that my daughter-in-law is going to bear as a granddaughter, I'm very overjoyed. I feel with happiness and the joy of looking forward to the arrival of my granddaughter. It's my hope and my wish that God will heal me and allow me to live longer so I can spend more time with them. When God calls me home, I want my family to know that God is always there for us. He will not abandon us in our darkest hour. It's just crossing over to the other spiritual realm and to be ever present with God. And everybody should be looking forward to that. Don't worry about me, I'll be with God.
is shining. It is the night of our dear Savior's birth. Long lay the world in sin and error pining, till he appeared and the soul felt his worth. A thrill of hope, the weary world rejoices, for yonder breaks a new and glorious morn. On your knees, oh, hear the angel voices. Oh, night divine, oh, night when Christ was born. Oh, night divine, oh, night divine. Truly taught us to love one another. His law is love, and His gospel is peace. Chains shall He break, for the slave is our brother, and in His name all oppression shall cease. Sweet hymns of joy in grateful chorus raising, let all within us praise His holy name. Christ is the Lord. Oh, praise His name forever. His Oh, night, oh, night
To my dear parishioners, we have been preparing for Christmas for the 4 weeks of Advent with the themes of hope, peace, love, and joy. May these gifts that God is giving us, may these gifts be in abundance in our lives during this Christmas and thereafter. This year, our theme for our parish for this Christmas is love. Immanuel, God with us. Where there is love, there is God. Where there is God, there is love. As a parish community, we come together, and the birth of our Lord Jesus wants to give us that love in our hearts. May we receive that love in our hearts and share that love with our family members, with our friends, with our colleagues, with our community at large. May we love with our whole heart, allowing us to share the love of Christ with others.
And to all our dear ministry members, our ambassadors, and all our volunteers, all of us, the three priests, we would like to express our deepest gratitude to all of you who have helped and volunteered during this past year in running the parish together. Without all your help, we will not be able to do what we have done this past year. It has been a difficult year with many challenges and constant changes of protocols. But with all your stepping out and with this volunteering spirit and discipleship, that has really made a difference. So we really, really thank you for all that you have done for our parish and for serving our parishioners.
Dear brothers and sisters, we wish you a very happy Christmas. May the joy, peace, and happiness of Christmas be with you all. May God bless you abundantly and His blessing be on you throughout the new year.
We wish you a blessed Christmas and a happy New Year. Merry Christmas, everyone!